What's up, YouTube? This is Lord Zath bringing you another episode of Zath's Replay Theater. And once again, kind of funny how this works out, we have Fishrokk in the Shchors. I just featured one of his replays where he was in the Ryujo, so this is kind of funny. For those of you guys who don't know, the way I do this is as people submit to me their replays, I just dump them all in one spot. And the reason why I do that is because I get a lot of people that will submit me the replays and they'll be like, dude, you gotta check out this game. I carried so hard and we were gonna lose, and I did this awesome thing, and then all of a sudden we're winning, and I got Solo Warrior, I got Kraken, I got High Caliber, feature this, it's awesome. And I'd love to, okay? But I don't want to know that going into the video. So what I do is I download them all, just the replay by itself, to a folder. And then I don't look at that folder until the weekend, right? So by the time I get there, I'm seriously not thinking, gee, who sent this to me and what was this game all about? Instead, what I'm thinking is this a ship that I want to feature? Plain and simple. So I decided, let's take a look at a game with the Shchors. So here we are. So let's talk about the Shchors, and hey, look, you're using the same camo, that's pretty. So, the Shchors is a Tier 7 Russian balanced cruiser. And we all know what that means, of course, right? Yeah. She is nice in that she's got 1, 2, 3, 4 turrets. So basically 12 guns. These are 152 millimeter weapons, which means that IFHE is an incredibly useful skill to have. A lot of captains sometimes forget about these. Yeah, she's got torpedoes. She's got 2 launchers, 1 on each side, 4 torpedoes, and they have a range of, I believe, like 4 kilometers. So they're only going to be useful up in close range encounters, but a lot of people forget about that. So what's so special about her? Well, first of all, take a look at her size. She is incredibly long. I know some of people like it long, but you know what? The problem with that is it's very difficult to turn her and go kind of, let's say you're at this position now and you're approaching the enemy, and then you decide you want to turn, so you go hard left and you're still turning and you're still turning and you're finally going away, right? Now, in that time, because of the long ship, the large turning radius, you're basically looking at the enemy like right about here, and you have a gigantic shoot me here sign right over your midsection, because your citadel is ginormous. It goes from the front turret here all the way to the back turrets, right? All that space is citadel. And if you show your broadside like this kind of angle, battleships will look at that, they're going to salivate, because they know that they are going to get at least a 15 grand hit, maybe even more. So you have to be really careful with her. And your positioning. She is not the kind of cruiser that you just jump up in front of people and expect to win engagements one-on-one and just pew them and stuff. All right, she is one of those cruisers that requires a lot of planning, a lot of forethought, and thinking about how you're going to take advantage of all of her strengths. Her biggest strengths are her guns. Plain and simple, you play her because of the guns. That's what you want. And basically, what you do is you set her up in the back of the match, and you just go to town on people. If they start shooting at you, you kite away. Done. So that's how I recommend you play the Shchors. If I am the enemy and you're playing the Shchors, this is what you should be presenting to me, your enemy, at all times. I should be looking at the rear of your ship for almost the entire battle. This ship is great at kiting. All right, it gives you the ability to turn, and you can turn like this and show less of your broadside and angle your armor, come back out to get your shots in, then angle back in again. You get the idea. It comes in very handy. I hope I didn't make any of you guys motion sick there. So with that, let's talk about flags. I always like to look at flags. So we've got here fire chance, no detonation. I guess you don't want to blow up. Minus 10% to credit expenses, and flooding, and Commander XP. And I said in a previous video, Commander XP jives pretty well with the camo here. I would still like to see you using other XP bonuses like Equal Speed Charlie London that does 50% to just XP in general. I think that would help you quite a bit. This one here, Flood Chance. There's really no point in running this, man. Your torpedoes are 4 kilometers. Say that again, everybody. 4 kilometers! They're not going to hit anything unless it's the very end of the battle and it's either too late and that you're going to win no matter what and you're just jumping in to smash somebody for extra damage, or you're going to lose and you're smashing somebody for extra damage. You get the idea. There's no point in having flood flags. I think you're wasting a flag there. Your Juliet Charlie makes sense if you don't want to blow up. Personally, I don't run Juliet Charlie unless I have over 300 of them because I want to keep a large sum. I always play ranked and now clan battles, right? And because of those two, I want to have a lot of Juliet Charlie flags ready to go. So I don't use these in random battles anymore unless I've got so many of them, and I'm investing camo. I'm investing all of the XP flags, including the special ones that add a ton of additional XP bonuses. If I'm investing all of those flags, then I'm also running Juliet Charlie, because I don't want to waste those flags. Those flags are special because it helps me grind Elite Commander XP, and it helps me grind Ship XP. And if you guys want, YouTube viewers, please let me know. I have no problem doing a video tutorial on XP and how to maximize your XP gain. That would be fun. So if that's something you want to see, let me know. So that covers that. The fire chance flags, those are really good to have on this ship. So I do agree with you there. Other flags to consider. Sierra Mike, 5% to top speed would be very helpful in this for this ship. The anti-air DPS one would be helpful if you know you're divisioning with somebody like a carrier. I saw you in the other game, you were divisioning with some friends. So if that's something that's common and you go in with a tier 7 carrier, you can do that with that flag. Besides that, that's about it, really. Maybe the one that adds to your consumable recharge, but you don't depend on consumables much in this ship. You depend on your freaking guns! So that's where I'd recommend with the flags. We're gonna start the battle, and as we're getting into the battle, a couple of other comments I'd like to make. First of all, awesome. You are immediately communicating with your team, letting them know that you are heading to the west to help A, which, honestly, for this ship, makes perfect sense. You want lots of space to not run into things like islands, and you want not a lot of things for people to hide behind on the other side. So Soviet ships are very good with large areas. Now, that being said, if you get really good at this ship, you can move into here. This area, or even this area, or this area, and hug the islands. And the reason why I say that is because you might be able to take advantage of your firing arcs, being able to fire over some of the islands and not be detected, to use some of the islands as defense and stuff like that. But for most people, I would say first start getting used to learning the ship, and then you can build on that later on. Let's talk consumables. Down here, we've got Premium Damage Control Party. Always a good thing to have on a cruiser. We've got Premium Hydroacoustic Search. Useful, but I would suggest you run Defensive Fire instead, anti-air. Why? Because, well, for one, you're in a carrier battle. Oops. But two, when you have this, you're able to support your team, you're able to defend yourself. You can predict where torpedoes are going to come from. It just takes a few thousand battles, and whatever, you just devote your life to this game, like I do. Anyway, and if you do that, if you do run Defensive Fire, you're able to completely defend yourself from enemy torpedo bombers. So that's something to keep in mind. Torp bombers can kill you easily. You're such a long ship. It takes so long to turn. It's very easy to hit you and kill you. Done. Scout. Perfect. Catapult Scout, you definitely want that. I have a feeling you're going to use it soon. And let's go... oh, that's your view. Because I have a feeling you're going to use that to extend your range. Nope, you didn't. Okay. Let's see. There's lots of talking about net neutrality. Okay. Sometimes you get some off-topic things in chat, and it's okay to communicate in that stuff and get into it, but personally, I just ignore all that kind of stuff because, well, there's not much of a need to. Now, pause. We are now 3 minutes into the battle. Your team is mostly over AB. Their team is mostly over CD. They have North Carolina going that way. Derp. Okay, so you're doing the right thing. And by the right thing, I mean you are realizing the enemy team is leaving you. So you are turning in hard, you're cutting in, and you're going to come around here guns blazing, which is smart. That's how I play this too. There is no communication with the enemy ship, with your teammates saying, "Hey, we should go this way." So I'd like to see more of that. And okay, so you are gonna are you turning? You're gonna stay forward. Okay. By the way, you are up against a Graf Zeppelin Test 2, which has torpedo bombers, but those are deep water torpedoes that cannot strike you. So you're kind of lucky in this situation. The only thing that he can hit you with are either AP or HE bombs, depending on which he chooses. There's an Enterprise. The Enterprise has really good fighter loadouts. I saw the fighters over here a second ago. Maybe they all died. But anyway, very good fighters. I would say you slowed down there, and I wouldn't have slowed down. I would have just blown through, man. The only ships that haven't been spotted really are these two destroyers. One of them is definitely in B because it got capped, and the other one, well, we'll have to see where he ends up. Farragut is over at D and preventing the cap. That's okay. He's with somebody else though. Who's he with? No. Fubuki too? Yeah, that's dumb. That's dumb. Alright. If you're in a destroyer, don't play follow the leader in destroyer, okay? Doesn't help. Fubuki should be here, setting torps at the New Mexico, or here, torping into B. Anyway. So right now, man, it's been 5 minutes and you haven't even fired a shot yet. That's why I said I'd be moving around over the ACAP a little bit faster. Fubuki is spotted in B. Who would have thought? How much do you want to bet he is torping the New Mexico right now? Oh, Leander. And looks like we're about to get our first shots of the battle against the naked Queen Elizabeth. Oh my. What is the Cleveland doing? What are you doing? AP. AP. Say it with me, everyone. AP. You need AP. He is showing you broadside. You must punish this. Oh, now he's turning around. Too late. And Graf Zeppelin test. Torpedoes and a Magi. Okay. Dude, I know I said earlier about, showing the enemy team your rear and stuff. You need to be pushing in. You are playing way too passive. Now, I know you submitted the replay for commentary. Normally, I'm not the kind of person that in a game tries to tell somebody how to play their ship and stuff, but you need to be more aggressive. That shot will not hit. He's turning away from you. It will come up very short. If you want to hit him, you need to launch your catapult scout. So, you've wasted 6 minutes. Of this time, you have gotten no hits. And we're turning into a bit of a theater of a battle here. Remember, World of Warships is a fast, action-paced game. Where's the action? The action's over here. Look at this. They are streaming through C now. They're coming up. You need to be, if you, all right, the way you're going, you need to be here. Pow, 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 pow. Or down here, pow, 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 pow. Personally, I would say you should be down here. Because if you're down here, the enemy team is shooting at you, guess what? They're forgetting about these guys up here, and they're dead. They're gone. But instead, you are choosing to be a little bit careful. And I'm going to do something I rarely do. I'm going to fast forward this battle. So we're going to fast forward. Oh, hey, look, you shot at the Queen Elizabeth. And communications now, the Enterprise being told to get out. Somebody got a Die Hard, whatever, good for them. Your Cleveland buddy next to you decided to beach and whatever. And look at you, 726 damage. Woo! Way too short. Oh, he's slowing down. He's smoking. Okay. This is really bad frame rate. I wonder what's happening. I've never seen it do this in a replay. I wonder if this is what you play on. And that adds a lot of difficulty to this game. Quite frankly, that's interesting. All right. So see, now you're in a position. Pause again. You are in a position to where you have two choices, both of them really bad. Choice one, turn south. Turn south so you get your guns in on the action. You can shoot this guy, you can shoot this guy, whatever. Want to know the problem with that? Nobody on their team can shoot anybody except right now the Alabama and the Queen Elizabeth. You go south, they will focus you, you will die in 2 minutes flat. Option two, follow the other cruisers up north. Get to about here, which is where I said to be originally, and pow pow from the side. Problem with that, by the time you get up here, this guy will hopefully be dead. This guy might be dead. Yeah, he might be dead. These guys might be dead. You get the idea. It's going to take you way too long to get into position. So that's why I said originally, keep moving south and support the team that way. Oh, you are going for the ballsy maneuver. No, you're not. What are you doing? Get the guns in the bear and shoot. Okay, so if you stay here, you do have shots on the North Carolina, and if you slow down, you will not be spotted as you shoot. So this could actually work for you, but you're not slowing down. This is one of those things that a good player will recognize when they have the ability to shoot for free. Now, what I mean by shooting for free is they can shoot over islands and do stuff. All right, I'm going to speed things up again because I have a feeling that you're going to just go forward. Yep. Again, back up. You had some great chances at shots there. What did you say in chat? Yeah, it'd be so nice if we were winning. Oh, wait. Yeah. It's true. You are winning. And now you finally, again, you're firing. You've got the island there between you. Slow down and shoot over that island. You won't be spotted. You're not doing that. You're also not keeping fire going. You are spending a lot of time looking around before you shoot. As a cruiser, I mean, it's a good skill to get in the habit of doing. Sure, good habit. But as a cruiser, you want to be DPMing. You want to shoot. Why aren't you shooting the Dunkirk right now? Maybe you think you don't have a shot. I don't know. 10 minutes into the battle, halfway through, you've done 7,600 damage. Now, I've got those games too, right? We all have those games. But if you were down here, man, you'd be up 30, 40,000, maybe more. You'd get them to start shooting at you. You kite away. You laugh. You launch your scout fighter. You shoot, or your scout plane. Fire from even farther distance. Whatever. Nobody's really giving you credibility right now. No one's even like, there's Shchors, we gotta kill him. Nope. No fires yet. Hey, 10K. Keep going. Here's your fire. Question is, did he DCP immediately? He did. What a derp. Punish him. Once again, shooting over an island. Have the ability to slow down, stop there, but you kept on going. Nice thing about when an enemy DCPs immediately is you can shoot again and again and again. And now, unfortunately, you have to turn your attention towards the Dunkirk. Hey, you got a fire. That fire will stick. Nice job. That'll be good for some pretty decent damage, assuming it doesn't die. Now you're being shot at, and you didn't know that. That's because you don't have the priority target skill. It's a 1-point skill. Honestly, in a cruiser, you need that skill. That needs to be your #1 skill. You need to know if somebody's shooting at you or not, if someone's at least like looking at you, because that helps you figure out when you need to disengage and run away, and when you need to continue just DPMing. So have priority target. Okay, that's useful. Okay, sticky fire now. Good. Now, at this point, he is showing you broadside. You could switch to AP and AP him into the side. You get a lot of good salvos by doing that. A lot of people don't recognize that. See all those shatters? Had those been AP shells, you might have penned, depending on where they hit. And see, now you're starting to rack up the damage, which is fine. But like I said, I think you could have done a lot more. And see, now the enemy team is reverse pushing B cap. Had you gone south, they wouldn't have been able to reverse push. You would have had them off. And that would have forced them. See, that would have forced them to stay here. And you would have trapped them. Alright, anyway. Oh, ram. That was dumb, but whatever. This is one of those situations where your team says, "We have it!" and they go and get themselves killed. Belfast, Ram Damas. Wow, this is like the 4th or 5th, no, maybe the 3rd Ram in this battle. That's kind of funny. Now it's even. I don't like this. I don't like it for 2 reasons. Pausing again. You've got, oh, well, Graf Zeppelin Tess is there, but these two suckers are probably dead to these guys. Just saying. Let's find out what happens. Shoota! Shoota! Come on, there you go. Yep. Hey, look, Cleveland died. See, and then they're going to cap B, and then North Carolina's going to continue to A, and suddenly you guys have no capture points. And oh my god, guys, why are we losing this battle? You're down by a ship, by the way, too, so you have to kill this guy. Judging by the amount of times you're shooting and amount of times that you could shoot but not, you probably play Battleship a lot, and you're used to having a lot of time in between salvos. Cruiser is a totally different story, man. Cruiser is maximizing your damage per minute. That's what Cruiser's all about. Good, you got another fire. That will probably stick. Keep going. Now he's closing to within secondary range, and the reason he's doing that is because Graf Zeppelin Test has some pretty good secondaries. Now you're turning now. I'm guessing you want to get all your guns to bear, which is smart. That's fair. But your rear turrets were facing the left. So I think you should have turned to the right originally to bring your rear turrets around. And it looks kind of like you're not sure how you want to play this now. You're getting into torpedo range. So now is a good opportunity to use them torpedoes. You switch to AP them in the front. Okay, I'm not quite sure why you did that. I don't think you have the ability to overmatch his bow. So, I'm just saying, I think that was a bit of a mistake. Instead of sitting here, taking your time to line up that shot, get a couple more shots in. There you go! Alright, so now you can get in and cap quickly. This game's still not over, though. Because that Hipper can die. What's his health? Can we see it? See the Hipper's health? No, we can't. Hipper might get killed. And, you know, we'll see what happens as a result of the battle here. But I think I think this is a great example. Sorry about the pause there for a sec. I think that this is a good example of gameplay that you won. You did good damage, 95k. It's awesome. but half that game you were at 0. And I think this is a positioning fail that ultimately turned out to be a win. Not necessarily because of your own skill and merit. Oh my god, there's a battleship there. What are you doing? You are typing in chat. Alright, and you took a big hit because you were typing in chat. So anyway, I think this is a good example of where you had an opportunity to do some good stuff and you didn't capitalize it in the beginning. One other thing, I think that was AP you launched at that battleship, which is probably what you only had loaded. After you killed the carrier, there was only 2 battleships, and I think 1 destroyer left. I don't remember off the top of my head. But anyway, I would have switched to HE at that point. But regardless, thank you for sending in this replay. Not bad. You ended up winning. You ended up getting some good damage. Like I said, I think work on your positioning. Think about where you want to be and what can you do to help your team the most. Once you figure that out, everything else falls into place, okay? So that's my biggest suggestion for you. Enjoy the Shchors. She's a fun ship. I hope the rest of you guys enjoyed this too. As always, comment, like, subscribe, all that good crap. And send me replays, and I would love to feature any and all of your replays. Any ship, any class, any battle mode, send them my way. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.